What if I told you could have AI autonomously doing work for you and you can deploy AI agents into your business? What's up, guys? My name is Nick Krem, co-founder of the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence, and welcome to AI for Real Estate Agents. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe because we're going to be dropping more trainings. Like it and drop a comment on your favorite part. If we bring on a special guest, my man Eric Post, founder of Huzi.AI. And what we covered in this video is absolutely mind-blowing. AI agents are here. We're going to show you how to specifically deploy them in your real estate business, how to do it, and which tool to use. Again, guys, if you guys like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you inside.
AI for real estate agents.
Really excited to bring it to the community. So yeah, let's go ahead and bring Huzi to the group here.
We believe that you need three sorts of tools, at least as the foundation, that most businesses, and I'm talking mortgage, I'm talking real estate, I'm talking plumber, I'm talking barber, I'm talking, the basic of businesses need these three sorts of genres of tools. One of the genre of tools is AI agents that are performing things on your behalf for you in the public. So these AI agents are the agents that live in your social media DMs that are giving instant responses to your DMs, instant links to your items of value, booking your showings, booking your discovering calls, putting all that to your CRM. You have to have those agents, right? You have to have an AI agent, not a chatbot, but an AI agent on any public facing website that you have. Conversion is much higher on an AI agent on a static landing page than it is any sort of form. And they're seeing statistics by between 50 and 60% higher conversion.
Can you explain the difference between an AI agent and a chatbot? So for the people on the call where it's like, it might be your first time hearing about an AI agent. And you might be thinking, well, what the hell is that, Nick and Eric? So what is the difference between an AI agent and a chatbot, Eric?
Yeah, thank you for slowing me down, man. That's your job today, is making sure I'm hitting your target audience where you want me to, okay? So hit me square. So an AI agent and chatbot are differentiated in basic, the delineation I make is in intelligence. So a chatbot is essentially a glorified decision tree that's put into, and we've all dealt with those where we just get frustrated as heck when we go, how quickly can I get out of this thing and how quickly can I get to a real human being? That's a chatbot. They've been around for many years, and a lot of people are still designing, AI sort of chatbots, and I think it's a horrible waste of time and a horrible frustration point for the consumer. But an AI agent is a trained AI specialized to accomplish a specific objective for whoever puts it there. So if your objective is to capture leads because you want to set up showings, then the AI agent is trained how to do that. It knows what questions to ask. It knows how to get that information, the email address, the name, the location, whatever you're looking for, send that to your CRM, give you a notification, right? So it's this AI active employee for you that's completely different than just something that's asking, what are your hours of operation and what's your phone number and things like that. Does that make sense, Nick?
Yeah, so essentially a chatbot for the people on here is if they say this, then you say this exactly. If they ask questions outside of here, you don't know what the hell to do. It's just basically stuck, right? But an AI agent, when it has the training on the back end, can have a full-blown conversation with individuals, no matter what they ask about different aspects of your business, which then lead to more people actually wanting to utilize it, right?
Yeah. And because really, people don't want an AI agent, they want the information. So if you can use an AI agent to give them the information the most frictionless way possible, that's beautiful. The second thing we're finding out that's kind of a hidden benefit of an AI agent is consumers love anonymity because they have questions that they're too embarrassed to ask anybody else and they can't find it on Google. So they love to be able to have access to an AI agent of sorts where they can feel like they can get whatever stupid questions that they have answered, and they're willing to do that, we're finding. So there's a really big benefit of kind of just lowering the embarrassment level and getting them to get to the information quicker, and then they're more comfortable with you and your brand, and they're able to schedule that showing or the discovery call much simpler. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is, but how do you build these things and what do you do? So we're just going to start here, man. Is it okay? We just start with the AI agents and we'll go to the other platform after this.
Let's jump into it.
Okay. So the problem that we decided that we wanted to solve with AI agents is how do you train them? How do you build them? How do you know how to do all these things? And what do you do? Where do you put them and all those sorts of things? So we just wanted to have a system that made a lot of that much more simple. So we created a marketplace, buddy. And this marketplace, we're going to continue to build these out over time. So what users are able to do is like, you know what? Yes, I do want an AI agent that helps me with my schedule. Great, click, and it's now built and put it in your dashboard. And I'll show you what this means here in a second. Yes, I do want an AI agent that I can use in an open house. And maybe I want to put QR codes up around the house. Like people can scan as they're walking through, and then they can answer questions about the HOA and the school district report card and all the deeper sort of things that are the result of living there. And also, yes, serve up the virtual tour, ask if you want to schedule a showing, ask if you're pre-approved, send all that information to your CRM for you, right? So we basically have built out these AI agents that if you like, if this is the one that you want, you click clone, and then it shows up in your dashboard already pre-trained, pre-prompted, and then you just need to personalize it to make it yours. Is that clear enough so far, bud?
So essentially, you've already trained the agents how to do specific tasks to
Yep.
have these conversations, and then you just are able to duplicate it and then bring it over to your.
Yes. And you can build these on your own for sure. Like people, this is not that difficult to be perfectly honest with you, Nick, but it does require some attention. And frankly, we already are, psychologists and marriage counselors and virtual stagers and negotiators and all these other hats that we wear as real estate agents, right? So for me to say, oh, it's not that hard and you can figure out how to do this, I understand how like that's not a fair thing to say all the time, right?
Here's what I would say, family: rip off and duplicate. Look, the best copycat wins, right? I don't have time to figure out how to build a lot of this stuff, but I do have time to go ahead and click clone. So that's one thing I do love about the marketplace.
Yeah.
Rip off and duplicate the best process.
Let's click clone so you can see here on the left hand side. First of all, there is full documentation. We do have an AI agent inside the platform that can help write the prompts for you, answer questions, actually write the system notifications for you, like teach you. So this is a very simple platform to use, but at the same time, man, what you just said is really good. What did you say? Say that again. I might rip that off. What'd you say?
Rip off and duplicate.
Rip off and duplicate, baby. So here we go.
That's
Exactly.
R&D, right? That's my R&D. Rip off and duplicate.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I clicked clone on the real estate agent website. Now, what these look like and feel like and whatnot are completely up to you. So as an example, this is just a thing to think about. If you have an AI agent and it is connected to your Instagram or your Facebook, it doesn't look like this chatbot. It just responds inside of the messenger or your DM of Instagram. Does that make sense, first of all? So it still is trained here, but doesn't have its own appearance. It just shows up as a message inside of the DM. Okay. And if somebody's saying, hey, well, I got pretty dry DMs, I don't have a lot of DMs, I'm like, then you're doing social media wrong, because what we have to do is get them off of your platform of consumption and get them deeper into your ecosystem, either commenting or send you a DM for information, get on your newsletter list, subscribe to your thing. Like you got to get them deeper off of your page. So the first strategy is like, if you have this sort of thing, get traffic there, baby.
Here's what I would say, Eric. Every person here, how many people here have a website? Go ahead and put in the chat me if you guys have a website. Let me see me in the chat. And I'm hoping we got 64 people on here. I'm going to see 64 me's, hopefully, because, right? Don't got a website, you got to get a website, right? All right. So people, everybody on here has a website. And from what you're saying, from what all the statistics show, if you don't have anything on your website that can respond to people right away, conversions go down drastically. If you have a chatbot, they can go up slightly. But everybody here is telling me that they have a real estate website, or at least the people who are paying attention right now. They're saying me in the chat. They have a website. Let's go through and say, hey, if I wanted an AI agent on my website, which everybody here should have an AI agent on your website, what would that look like? Getting it set up. I see you already have real estate agent website, agent dashboards, and that kind of jogged it for me. What would it look like getting that set up and then just simply updating the knowledge base to get this on your website? Because I think to me, that's one of my favorite parts is how freaking simple the knowledge base is and how simple you guys made it. What would it look like for all these agents to leave here and then have an AI agent that can literally schedule calls, help convert on leads, and get things going on their website?
First of all, outthink your competitor. Mindset is the last competitive advantage. So if you put an AI chatbot or an AI agent on your website and all you wanted to do is answer questions about your listings, you're not getting the point. Okay. So I would think about this differently. Like think about like these little honeypots. I'm going to use a third-party example analogy, then you guys can translate this in your own world here. But if you were a company and you were selling a commoditized product, and let's say listings are a commoditized product, or in this example, binoculars are a commoditized product, you would not spin up an AI agent that would answer questions about binoculars on your website. You would spin up an AI agent that answers questions about bird watching and the beautiful nature of like how you find birds in a certain thing. And then you would automatically need the binoculars as a byproduct, right? But they would come to you to talk about bird watching, and then magically you happen to have binoculars. So in this same thing, the niche that you serve, the type of person, the type of region, whether you're in a lake place and you want to talk about all the boating, or you want to talk about something that's specifically like you got a big industrial section that's new, or big sports complex that's new to where you're selling homes, that AI agent could be the source of truth for all those people that need that source of truth there. And by the way, oh, they're a great lead to buy a house too. So first and foremost, man, you can think a little bit more creatively than we're kind of used to, and you can use AI to help you think more creatively, but I would start there first. Is that okay? First of all, buddy?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. After you do that, then what you need to do is you would go into the settings here. You can see we've already prompted it. We've built out the prompt for you, so you have to make no changes except for putting in the name of your company and your name and your contact information. And all of that is loaded here, right here for you. So you can just swap out that detail so you know that your AI agent has your contact information. Now, if you want to get a little bit more fun, you can see we have these like conversation starters. You might have a conversation starter. I don't know, Nick, what would you think is a good conversation starter? Something
Honestly, Eric, I wouldn't change shit. I wouldn't.
perfect.
Family, this is already set up. It's got the best
It
conversation
is.
starters in here. I'm looking to buy. I'm looking to sell. Connect me with an agent. Do you have? Tell me about the market. My theory is, look, you guys set it up for it to work. Utilize what's in front of you. Put in your information, and then simply update. Well, I think you're going to be showing next, maybe the knowledge base.
Yeah, the knowledge base right here. So the knowledge base is now maybe you want it to understand your current listing load, or maybe you want it to understand the way that you work with new home builders, whatever it is. And hopefully you've already have this material printed up. If not, by the way, you can use AI to quickly print that up and make your copy for you. But what you're able to do is enter in, like everyone has got an IDX website and you've got a page that says my listings on it. Those are your current listings. You would put that website address right in here, click this button that says auto scrape daily, and now this agent will go and check your website every day, check what your listed inventory is, and always be updated. So no matter when anybody hit your website, it would always know your most current listings.
So I want to just reiterate this one point. You put your website that has your listings and all the information about you, your bio, your brokerage, different anything that's on your website. And then every 24 hours, it's automatically updated. So you don't need to go back to every listing and then update this agent. Every 24 hours, as your listings get updated, your agent gets updated and can have conversations with people about your newest listings and literally know your website and everything on there like the back of its hand just by copy and pasting your website link.
Literally it, and it will scrape it. This is a very advanced scraping tool. The other website scraping application are things like people love to give their contact list of like their vendors or their contractors that they use part of their value proposition. So if you just kept all those in a Google Doc, Nick, and put the copy and paste of your Google Doc right here, it can go check those update and also like serve up referrals as well as a cool use case. So think as creatively as you want or as simple as you want, enter in the URL, you're good. Now, what happens when somebody interacts with this AI agent? How do you see what your AI agent is talking about? Like transparency is important. So every single conversation that you see, no matter if this AI agent is talking to somebody on the website or you've also connected this AI agent to your social media DMs, all of the conversations are in one unified inbox right here. So you can see them all in one place. So it makes it really simple. And if you ever wanted to take over any of the conversations and train your agent to say, hey, if they ask about this certain thing, or if they say stop or unsubscribe, it'll send you an email or send you a text message or whatever you instruct it to do. So that way you can take over the conversation instantly to get to the customer right away. Okay. Any question about that, my friend?
Simple enough.
Okay. And like I said, integrations is pretty simple to Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. You click, enter your username and password, and that's all you need to do for integration. Okay. So that's a very simple thing. To put it on your website, you've got a whole bunch of people in here that have got IDX feed. Maybe they're a Follow-Up Boss. Maybe they have Lofty, Chime, like whatever the brand is. They all are able to accept an embed code. Okay. And all of the agents have their own embed code and they all have their own URL. So you don't have to host these anywhere. It's already done for you. You don't have to do all you have to do is copy and paste the code. You have to know nothing about code, and you don't have to do any hosting or buy URLs or anything like that. Okay.
So in literally a matter of minutes, you can just copy the real estate website
Yep.
agent, put in your name, your email, and phone number, and then copy and paste your website link in the knowledge base. And then you
Yep.
have literally an AI sales agent on your website answering questions, setting people up in your account, like all these different things for you.
I hate to make things sound so simple because I know there's sometimes a gap between a sales pitch and reality, but it really is. It really is. And like I said here, even these are connected to your calendar. So you can send them to your Calendly or Google Calendar. So if you want it to schedule showings, if you wanted to schedule calls for you, you can. It shows up on your calendar. It sends them confirmations. It's all hands off.
I'm curious, does the AI agents ever sleep? I think we had some people on here question that. Does it ever sleep for you?
Bro, this is what's crazy about this thing, you know what I mean? Like this is why people are just leading the pack. You know when you watch like bicycle racing on TV and you can see those like groups and all of a sudden you see somebody like taking off and sprinting, you know what I mean? That's
No,
what we're
Eric,
seeing.
I think I'll have to take your word for it. I don't know the last time I watched bicycle racing on TV,
Come
but
on, man, you
that
look like a
happens.
biker. You've never seen the Olympics?
Yeah, I did just go to Supercross this last weekend, so I
Okay.
get what you're saying. So I watched, dirt bike racing. That was pretty cool.
There you go, man. There you go. So like that sort of thing, like people that are understanding this, deploying these things at scale that don't sleep, that are so cheap to use, yeah, they're killing it, right? And like Nick, like we saw, some of the statistics like last year was 70 some percent of the agents didn't do a single deal, right? We all know that stat now. We've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
That's not just a result of the market, that's a result of the technology too, right? Winners are taking more of the pie. So that's just what happened. So the problem about the AI that I just don't want to overstep here or undersell is that it is making things more competitive.
Hmm.
And that's something to really understand. Yes, it does make our lives easier. This is great. We can put it on there, take some of the lifting, but that also becomes table stakes. And then you got to figure out what's your highest and best use, right? So we got to be competitive.
Yeah.
So that's AI agents. So these are very flexible. Some agents are using these as transaction managers. So
I'm glad. I want to touch on that because
you
I'm
do?
glad you brought that up. Using these
Okay.
AI agents as your transaction managers. And yeah, so I wanted you to jump into that, Eric. I'm glad that you just brought it up.
Yeah, I think it's a fun use case because, your customers like to know what's happening in a deal like all the time, like instantly, and they have simple questions like, "Hey, was the refrigerator included or not?" Or "What does escrow mean?" Or what's the address for the title company, right? So we do have a transaction, agent in here that you can clone it in, and then what you would do with this one, I'll just go ahead and clone it, man. We'll show you how easy this is. Let's go to the agent. Let's go to my agents. You can see it's right in here right now. So instead of the knowledge base, instead of putting in websites, you would upload all the files. So your transaction documents, your promissory notes, your purchase and sale agreement, HOA documents, closing, whatever you want, hand it to the AI agent. And now it has all that access to all that information 24/7 as a result of your being
I want to be very clear on this because you cannot do this with ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or everything else. Those are public servers. They are open to the public. Please do not do that. We've already had one giant lawsuit in the real estate industry. Let's not create another one, family. You cannot upload your documents into those different servers. So what makes Huzi different, Eric, on why they can upload documents and everything into here?
Everything we do, both platforms I'm going to show you today, is we take privacy, data security, big. We're fiduciaries, you guys, and it gets forgotten when we're just online, like giving our contracts and asking ChatGPT to do things, and it's a violation of our fiduciary responsibilities unless we're reading and knowing for sure where that data is flowing from. So you can read our privacy policy. We actually have a trust center. You can go to trust.huzi.ai so you can see what we do for compliance and encryption. And then also we're like undergoing our type 2 SOC 2 auditing and compliance so we can get the highest level of security auditing because we're also doing some big enterprise deals now, man. So we can talk about that off. Yeah. It's getting exciting. So, but I just want everyone on this call to know we take that really seriously. It's why I started this company actually, because I wanted to use AI and not have my information go everywhere. And so just from the seed of the company was that sort of privacy and data security. So anything that you do when you log into Huzi is yours. It doesn't train models. It doesn't go to the public. It doesn't affect, other members of Huzi. It's only increases your experience. And so your view of Huzi is yours forever.
Yep, I love it.
Okay. All right. That's AI agents, man.
Let's keep it rolling.
Okay. So these are the public facing versions. We think that this is a toolkit. We've pre-built the ones that you need. Those would be transaction management, social media, on your website, open house, scheduled lead calendar. It's like those are the five kind of top five that we think every agent needs to have. We've got those built out here for you. Okay. So now, who's, by the way, like big ChatGPT users? If you could put in the chat, if you're a big Perplexity user, your favorite, sort of things, like please put in the chat so I kind of have an idea of the type of tools y'all are using, so I can have some frame of mind of where to take this. Be really helpful. And Nick, will you read that off, buddy? Because I can't see him here.
Yeah, we're gonna go chat. So Chat GPT is the big one. That's the one that I really push on here as well. So
Yeah.
big chat.
So in chat, and is there any pro users, or is it the plus users, or free? Is anybody a pro user here?
I think it's all pro. I think just about.
Okay.
Yep.
So everyone's paying the $200 a month, sort of thing.
Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, plus.
Okay. All right. So first thing, what I'm going to show you here is that with Huzi, there's a couple of things going on. First of all, and yeah, my demo account just say Stub Muffin because why not? But anyways, there's you start off. We're built for real estate, so we do have a dashboard that gets your party started here, because it's not just an AI agent. This is a platform to run your business off of. We do have, just to go across the top here, for those of you who have not been a part of Huzi yet, our SparkPad continues to evolve. The SparkPad is an AI chat agent, similar to ChatGPT, but we're also rolling in new models into it. So you can have a subscription consolidation into one platform and get rid of some of your, subscriptions over time and eliminate some of those username and passwords. But if you do like Claude or DeepSeek or Gemini or like 4o, those models are all in here in the SparkPad. Now, the difference between like the SparkPad having all those models and just having them separately is because it's intertwined with like contacts and files, and this is trained for real estate as an example. So if I wanted to say something like this to Huzi, hey Huzi, I need to do some prospecting today. I just don't have any great ideas. Could you go through my database and give me a list of 5 people that I should call, and tell me why I should call them today? Because I'm really looking for some buyer leads. So what normally is thought of with a CRM is that you have these drip email templates and you drip on them over time, and that's how you curate these relationships. With Huzi, we think about it a little bit differently, because we think of like the 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule, right? So your 100 champions, your 150 champions, or a smaller amount, like you really want to work with them and personalize them and take good notes on them and really serve them a high level, because they're the funnel of your business. So when you do that, when we have contacts, then now Huzi knows everything about those people, reads the contacts and all the notes, and it can help you actually prospect and develop relationships with them. So that's what is kind of a cool difference between the Huzi SparkPad and a ChatGPT, is that we've also integrated your documents and files, right? So let's go a little further. Let's open a new chat here, buddy. And stop me, Nick, if you got a specific question, man, because I can't see the
And
chat.
just really quick too, it's like, look, the reason why this can do it and ChatGPT can't, well, for many other reasons, but the big one is compliance. You cannot upload your clients all of your information and things into ChatGPT and then ask all these questions. With Huzi, you are able to do that.
You are, and the interface we hope is also something that people do enjoy. So some of our users will keep one chat, and it's for each transaction, as an example. So as they get a listing or as they get a transaction, they just load all the documents into one chat, and now they have access to the chat. So
what you just upload here.
Yeah, so uploading here, you can upload. Let me go to the file section to show you. So the files, by the way, is PDF documents, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, anything you have that way. Like I said, HOA documents. And by adding a file, you just literally grab it off of your desktop, load it into Huzi, and now it's in your Huzi system. So you can access it anywhere in any chat and in any tool across the Huzi platform. So it's kind of a nice repository of your documentation as well. Okay. But if you want to do something about any of these files, let's get one here. Crystal knows. So you can just click discuss right here, and now the AI will read the document for you, and now you're able to take any action, create your deal summaries, find out if you can have a business in this HOA, find out if you can park your boat, that kind of stuff, right? Without having to search through 85 pages, you can have your AI do it for you.
I want to share a use case with you that some of the people that have been working with us for a while have got more than a 60% increase on signed transactions without having a conversation because of Huzi. Over 60% increase. So
Yeah.
before you'd have to sit there, you have to send over the contract, try to explain it. And then what does everybody always have? A shit ton of questions, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, what about this, this, and this? And they're going through like that process. What they started to do was, since Huzi is private, since you can't upload the contracts, I can't upload the information. They uploaded the contracts into their files. And then they said, explain this at a third grade level, let them know exactly what they are signing, and draft it in an email for me.
Yeah.
So literally read the contracts, read everything it's signing. It would explain all of it at a third grade level. And most people read it like, oh, this all makes sense. And they sign. Completely eliminating the conversations and completely eliminating all those questions that you have to deal after. What is this? Why am I signing it? Literally, it reads it, explains it at a third grade level, all the key dates and everything in it. And boom, they're getting signatures left and right because of it.
I think it's great, man. And that is a great way to do that. Same thing, like put in the inspection report or the preliminary title report, and explain easements and whatever at a third grade level. It's just a fantastic use case and a great service for your client. So good one.
Yep.
Any questions in the chat, bud, about that?
I think that was good.
Okay. So going across here, now this is the direction, I believe, of the way that the technology is headed. And that's more of a less rigid chat interface and more like a what do you need to do, man? Like you just let's use AI like AI is. It's a generative thing. It's not necessarily so stubborn and fixed. So you guys had a question on listings, photos. So let's show what this looks like here, man. So if I were to open up a brand new board, in fact, I'll do that just for fun. A brand new board, it would just look like this. Well, what does a brand new board mean? Think of this canvas, buddy, as just an AI powered canvas. And each, like this block is a chat, just like a ChatGPT chat or a SparkPad chat. This is a chat. Now, what's nice about this is that you now have a visual way to add new context to each chat. Why is that super important? Because if you know that if you use ChatGPT, unless you either give it a great prompt or you give it data to work off of or a book to reference or a YouTube video to dissect, it just sounds pretty vanilla. It sounds pretty medium, let's just say. So what we did here is create a really easy way for you to make little powerful AI models with a click of a button. So what do I mean by that? If you want to really get wisdom, then you would add a book. So maybe a book on sales. I don't know. Do you know a good sales book, Danielle? What's your favorite sales book, Danielle? I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
You are. Luckily, I'm in tune here. Challenger sale, without a doubt. I know that's.
All right, the Challenger sale, right? No, it's literally one of my favorite sales book too. So now you can see by just doing this, now my AI chat window here has now read the entire Challenger sale, and whatever we're going to do next, whether we are going to create our social media content, whether we're going to write a compelling email to our client, whether we're just going to learn better sales techniques of how to give a better listing presentation. Now you can get to work with your AI agent that has now read the Challenger sale with a click of a button. Okay. So as an example, if I wanted to create a Challenger sale, like response to an offer that we got, and I want to send that back to the other agent, I can now simply click on a file and add because again, like I said earlier, the files are anywhere in the whole ecosystem. So now I give this to my AI agent, and now I have the Challenger sale and my file added to my AI agent. And now it can do the work as if it's read the Challenger sale and create my deal summaries or my social media content in this way. I'm just going to explain like the building blocks here. Does that make sense so far, Nick? Okay.
Got it.
Now, the best thing about this is that this is multimedia. So it is images, it is videos, it is YouTube videos, it is books and everything. So if somebody asks about remodeling and staging, let's actually do one here. Okay, so I found a house, buddy, just right before I logged in of a listing in Cleveland. And not to pick on Cleveland, but this house needed a little bit of work. Okay, this house needed a little bit of work. So let's say that I wanted to kind of demonstrate to my client what this property could look like, or put up flyers in the home and say, hey, reimagine this room. If you can see this room right here in this room, okay, this is an edited photo using this platform. So let me show you. Let me click on this button. Let's say this house, edit this image to make it look like the photo was taken at dusk. All right. So a lot of us like to have listing photos taken at different times of the day. Instead of having to pay your photographer to go out, You can simply add this onto your board and give it a prompt, and now you can have the photos look like they were taken at different times of the day. Maybe it's different seasons. Maybe you took a picture of a listing and it was in the fall and you wanted to see what it looked like in the wintertime, or vice versa. You can do that with a simple prompt here inside of Satori. Okay, so full AI editing, imaging, YouTube thumbnails, social media content is all in here. Nick, do you love the new ChatGPT image generator?
It's pretty solid.
Pretty solid. So it has, one of the better benchmarks for, putting words on an image.
Word, absolutely, because it can spell now. So
Yeah,
that's big. It
now.
can actually spell right.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, if you want to do words, the Huzi model here will actually use inside of here the ChatGPT image generator
Hmm.
inside here automatically for words. So we just input that in here today. Actually, it's now available. So you have the ChatGPT image generator inside of here for words, which is pretty cool. Let's do some virtual staging or reimagining landscaping. I don't know, buddy. Let's add this backyard here. Let's edit this image to show new landscaping that includes, I don't know, let's have it include a pool here. So you can do anything from virtual staging, reimagining landscaping, times of day, painting walls, so on and so forth here. And you can see how fast and how good that was. And I didn't even test these ahead of time. I'm doing things live in front of you guys. So if you want to do quick image editing, quick image staging, this is a great way to do it. Let's actually do some staging here. Let's add some furniture appropriate for the room. All right. Take just a minute and we will add some staging furniture appropriate for the room. Make sense, you guys? Any questions on imaging, editing, so on and so forth? Okay.
Eric,
Now,
there's a great question in the chat.
what is it? I can't see the chat, so please
Okay,
interrupt.
I just have to call this out. She said, "Oh my gosh, is there training? This is a lot for someone who's not tech savvy. So how to implement the system into your business?"
This is the biggest thing, the value that a company can offer, because a tool is nothing without the knowledge of what to do with it. I think this is simple enough that you can drag and drop and say, how do you just add furniture, right? And then Huzi will do that for you. But I get the vibe. So we do classes, almost every single week. Nick does classes. We've got a community inside of Huzi that answers questions and staff. That's all part of your subscription. You can join any of the classes for free. We go over details of how to do these things. Inside of Huzi, there's also a learning center. So anything that you have questions about how to use or what, we've got videos, tutorials, and everything right inside of Huzi that you can just access inside the Learning Center.
Here's my 2 cents as the platform company of trying to help. Look, our goal is to help real estate agents make the transition to an AI powered business. Every person here should get an AI agent for your website. Start there.
Yep.
Get an
Yep.
AI agent that will be on your website to answer questions and go through that. And then from there, I would start using it for your transactions. Start using it for your transactions and for your database. Start having conversations with literally like your CRM brought to life, and use it for your database. I mean, use it for your transactions. Literally, I just told you there is a 60% signed increase for agents that we are working with because they simply upload their contracts, upload everything, and say, explain this at a third grade level and draft it in email. Send it over and sign. How much time is that going to save you? And deals get closed. From there, you guys can start diving into the amazing world that Huzi is, attend more trainings, learn how to really build your entire business around this. But I personally start there, family, because just right there will help you get more signed transactions, limit conversations, and book people into your calendar.
Yep. I'm going to, this is the last thing we're going to do, a little Q&A. The thing to think about is how do you templatize the things that you do in your business so you can repeat them over and over and over so you're not recreating it each and every time. So whether it's preparing for a listing presentation, preparing to show homes for a buyer, creating your social media content, you set up a board one time and you can use it over and over. So as an example, if you had social media content that you wanted to create over and over and over, but you wanted it to be based on the best viral practices of the time, then here's an example. And this is how I create our scripts that we're using starting today. So I go on to YouTube and I find the best videos talking about the content, talking about creativity, talking about how to set up videos, and then the ones that are actually going viral today. I then just hand it to my AI by dragging this line right now, and say, hey, I want to make a video like this, but my market is in Boise, Idaho, not in Miami, Florida. Tell me exactly how to recreate this here, including the exact hooks, scripts, details, show notes, everything, go. And then you take the existing information and transform it into you. And that's what AI is good for, is transformation. Okay. So this is what a board will do is you can just take, here's what I need, and you can do it over and over and over again. All right. So that's just, I want to make sure that people understand really how simple this actually is.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions in the chat, buddy?
I'm trying to get to a lot of them as we go. So I'm answering a lot of questions here in the back end. So I'm, a little tag team here.
Well, here's the offer that I was going to put together, and this is only for you today, and this is just for today. Okay. So what we do have a special is I want you guys to hear this. For $300 for the whole year, you can have access to everything that I showed you today, including one AI agent for free.
What? Wait, oh man, I got to go tell more people about this now.
This is, Nick, I want to understand, because what I want to do is I want to create so many cool use cases, so many cool case studies, people saying, Huzi, posting about it. I can't buy that kind of like marketing. So I want to create great testimonials and use cases. And I know that you're good.
Could you repeat the special?
Here, I'm going to put it on the board. I actually made a board for you, Nick.
Let's go.
Here's your QR code that you can scan right now. It'll take you to this website that looks like this. There's even a 7-day free trial. So even if you don't like it, you cancel, you don't pay a freaking dollar. 7-day free trial, $300 for a membership for the entire year. And I'm gonna throw in one free AI agent for you. Okay.
So look, everybody here can have an AI agent working 24/7 on your website, scheduling calls, answering questions for the entire year. $300 for the entire year just for an agent. I would sign up just for that. Let's just call it Ace and Ace Space Paid right there. $300 for an entire year to have a trained AI agent answering questions on your website. If you're a real estate agent and don't want to get left behind with all of these AI updates, guys, you're in the right place because we created the world's very first AI certified agent. We have an entire AI institute dedicated to the real estate industry. We have a top custom GPT in the ChatGPT store just for the real estate industry. All you got to do is check out some of the links in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And if you're still here, go ahead and check out one of the other videos that we just shot.